Good morning, Mets fans, and happy Tuesday, and welcome to Driving with Mr. Met. I am Mr. Met, and again, another gloomy-looking day, rain in the skies, but I'll tell you what, yesterday at 4 o'clock, the Mets officially announced and introduced the new manager of the New York Metropolitans, number 36, no, not Jeff Innes, but Mickey Callaway. Mickey Callaway made an impression on me yesterday, I have to say. I was very impressed by his interview, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he does with the Mets going forward. Excluding a couple of yalls that Mickey dropped yesterday, which my friend Mike Cohen pointed out, I thought Callaway did a really nice job in his introduction interview yesterday. It was short, it was brief, but you know, one thing that bled off the screen to me was his passion. Clearly this guy is very passionate about the game of baseball, and that sort of passion is infectious. And despite his age, no one can argue that Terry Collins had the same type of passion for this game. And I mean, look, it's not a rare quality as far as managers in the big leagues are concerned, but you know, I think all of them have baseball in their blood, or otherwise they wouldn't be putting themselves through the rigors of such a season like baseball entails. But that was the thing to me that just really stood out. This guy was so passionate and is so looking forward to learning about his players and learning about their strengths. And you know, the thing to me that jumped out, in addition to his passion, was the fact that he said, look, I'm not here to mold anybody into something that they're not, okay? I'm not going to try to twist somebody who's a fireballer into a curveball or something to that effect. I mean, he didn't use those words, but that was sort of what he was saying. His comment was something along the lines of, look, these guys are smart too, and I want to work with them to try to develop them to the best of their abilities. And I'm not going to try to give them something that they don't have. And I don't know that that was a dig at Dan Worthen. I don't think it was. But let's not forget, Dan Worthen taught everybody the Dan Worthen slider. And not that that's a bad thing, but still, there's just something fresh about the way that this guy is going to go about looking at the team and evaluating the team. He commented about David Wright and how he's going to be leaning on David Wright to almost be a player coach in the system, if you will. So I'm very intrigued by what Mickey Callaway brings to the table, and I think now the new cliffhanger, or the new story, is going to be the coaching staff that will surround Mickey Callaway. For me, the bench coach is going to be extremely important. I think they need to get an experienced bench coach, someone who's either been a manager in the past or who's been a bench coach in the past, because there's going to need to be that level of experience on the staff somewhere that Mickey can lean on in situations where, you know, they just don't come up as a pitching coach. And I think he's going to need to have a good, strong bench coach. The pitching coach is going to be another one, and I suspect that Mickey will have a very big hand in choosing that individual. So no clue who that's going to end up being. Just hope it's not Rick Peterson. The batting coach situation is a little bit murky, because last night there was some news released or news announced that Kevin Long was going to interview for the opening in DC, and that would just be really shitty if the garbage Nationals went out and stole Kevin Long. And I won't blame Kevin Long for that at all. If he decides he wants to be manager in DC, more power to him. He can add those zeros to the win column for Nationals playoff appearances. So that was the big news last night about Kevin Long. I wanted to make sure I dropped that. What do you guys think about Kevin Long perhaps leaving, or perhaps staying and being resuming his role as the batting coach? I for one would like to have him back, but we'll see what happens with the Nationals interview. There's also the vacancy for the Phillies, which, you know, Long might be attracted to. The one thing about Kevin Long managing in the NL East is that he's going to spend less time getting familiar to the division and to the players in the division. You know, these are guys that you're going to play 100 games against, just about. I think you play 18 against all 4, so I guess 80 games. But still, that's half of the games that a team plays, and it's going to be played against 4 teams. And it's very helpful when a manager is already familiar with the division, if that's the case. The World Series starts tonight. Yes. The Astros and the Dodgers. It's a battle of the K's. It's Keuchel versus Kershaw. My World Series prediction is the Dodgers in 5 games. That's my prediction. As much as I'd love to see the Astros win because they've never won before, Kershaw's never won a ring either. And look, he deserves it. If there's anybody that deserves it, it's Clayton Kershaw. So hopefully Kershaw gets his chance to get his ring, and he does it in 5 games as I'm predicting. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. As always, I do appreciate it. If you're not already following me on Twitter, do so at Mr_Met. And let's go Mets.